break or tear down everything I had put together. I had a lab of 19 people. Why would I do that? On top of it, I am the proud mother of 5 dogs and 8 cats and a cactus. And I had to figure out how to move all of those 2,100 miles, all those entities, 2,100 miles, all the way to the City of Hope, and we had all kinds of things we were going to do. And for the City of Hope, I bought a 31-foot RV, and I drove 2,100 miles in 2 days. But why would someone do that? Why would you do what you do? Because we both believe in the dream. A little bit about me. I hail originally from New York City. I was going to be an astronaut because when I was growing up, there were men, like every couple of months landing on the moon. And I said I wanted to do that. So I went to engineering school, and it's a very long story, but I wound up, rather than going into explore stars and planets, I went down into the cell nucleus to explore DNA. But I wanted to go to the moon. And actually, I've lived in a number of places throughout my academic career, and I have often told people that I'm only Alice. I just follow the rabbit, which is science. I go where the science goes. So, what can the City of Hope do with my work that literally no other place can? I won't go into the long details about what I've been trying to study for the last 20 years. The bottom line is that about a year ago, I discovered 5 compounds, small molecules, that preferentially kill breast cancer cells and leave normal cells alone. Now, that may not mean much to you, but it's 20 years. I also screened through, get a load of this, 6.5 million compounds to find him. I found them, and then I found hope, or I should say hope found me. It's the Holy Grail, and I'm only one researcher of a whole cadre that are trying to do what I'm going to describe to you right now. It's the Holy Grail. If we could make compounds or different methods for killing a cancer cell and leaving a normal cell alone, then we could more effectively treat people. Because to be very honest, the way we treat people right now is we poison them. Let's be very honest. The things that we treat them with have been around for the last 30 or 40 years predominantly. And these compounds cannot tell the difference between normal and malignant cells. What gave the world hope that we don't have to do that anymore is technology that came out of the City of Hope, which gave rise to a drug that's used around the world now called Herceptin, that is treating women who have a particular type of receptor on their cell nucleus. The drug goes to those cells and shuts that cell down. It's allowing women who are actually metastatic to live much greater lengths of time. And what does that mean? That means a wedding, somebody's graduation, time. And that's what the City of Hope is doing. So there's Linda with her 5 compounds down in Indianapolis. And I was invited out to actually review the City of Hope scientific program. And they laid out what they have built in the last 8 years there in terms of infrastructure. And you guys are a part of that. You made this happen. They have put together 3 GMP facilities. May not mean a lot to you, but we can actually create the drugs that are going to go into people right at the City of Hope. Our saying there is that the work we're doing is 50 yards from the patient. We stand as this whole room, okay? We stand not just this room, but as a species. You know, what we're going to do, and I know you guys feel it because you wouldn't work as hard as you do the way you do to raise these funds if you didn't believe, in fact, feel that something is coming. City of Hope has done a tremendous amount of recruiting in recent years. Outstanding scientists. And the wonderful thing about this, not just science and the clinicians, but these people really get it. We get the mission, just like you get the mission. I wanted to go to the moon. The City of Hope for me, and I'll get teary-eyed when it's actually my moon mission. Why? If these compounds that I have found move forward, and the wonderful scientists and clinicians at the City of Hope can make them and adapt them, and they actually go to humans and do what we hope to do, I'll know why I was born. And if it doesn't work out, then maybe somebody there will stand on my shoulders and figure something out based on this work. But what I want to say is this is not just a once-in-a-lifetime thing that we're doing. We have technologies and ways of looking at things that we didn't have even 10 years ago. We understand things about cancer now that we didn't understand ago. You know, when I was training in the 80s, everybody was talking about finding the oncogene, the magic bullet. We realize now that cancer is not the cancer, that in a way, everyone's cancer is almost individual to that person, that we recognize something which we didn't know in the 80s, is that cancer is a dance between the tumor and the person who harbors it. And it's together that the disease manifests. And that's why you have two people that every which way you can measure them look identical. And one will respond beautifully to therapy and the other doesn't. But we understand what's driving that. We never understood that before, that it's actually the host and the tumor interacting. And we're thinking about it. And the people at City of Hope are attacking and trying to understand the pathways that are leading to that. And what I want to say is, you all in this room stand at a threshold. You're in a doorway for our species, not just our lifetime. Our species, the people in this room, we are likely to see in our time the cure for cancer. And you're... And what it is, it's going to be a bunch of cures, not a single bullet, the bullet. It's going to be an arsenal. And we're going to figure out which drugs go to which people. And you're part of it. And I know it sounds cliche to say you're the wind under our wings, but it really is true. I said earlier that you know, if you consider the City of Hope a tapestry, that your organization really creates so much of the picture that's on that tapestry. And you're fulfilling it, and I just can't wait, really, for all of us to walk through that doorway and know that we did it. I lost my dad to cancer when I was in school, and it's interesting, the City of Hope is so now dedicated to excellence in seeking ways of treating and curing diabetes, because my mother died from complications of diabetes. I am sure that most people in this room have been touched by somebody related to them or they themselves by this disease. Don't think for a minute that what you do is not important. It's more than just the test tubes. You are an inspiration to us as researchers and as clinicians. If you believe in us, because sometimes, remember, a lot of what we do does not work, but that you believe in us gives us, dare I say it, hope. You remind us of our mission to the moon. And I want to thank you all for going to the moon with me. Thank you.